How's it going, everybody? I am Preston Johnson.
Welcome to
Last Word Cheetah, brought to you by Bets TV.
As a general philosophy.
That's exactly right. You're a fish.
Qwan, by the way, my producer, Qwan Young, doing a good job. He'll be taking the calls. How you doing today, bud?
Hey, man, how are you?
We appreciate you guys tuning in. Welcome to the show, Bets TV, bringing you Last Word Cheetah. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a new edition of Last Word Cheetah here in the Bets TV studios. I am Preston Johnson. It is a new week. I'm hosting the show. Crazy little morning for me. We're starting a few minutes late. That's my fault. I'll talk about it in a second, but I want to welcome to Qwan Young, co-host and producer over there on the side. Also got to get my computer rolling here. What?
I had the greatest Sunday in the history of Sundays for me.
Betting.
Listen. I told you guys, I'm not sure if I said it, but I discovered live betting on Monday.
Oh, no.
I went up 200 on Monday. Down
betting 25 a game.
No, I was firing units.
So bigger than 25.
Yeah, bigger than 25.
All right.
By Wednesday, I was down 800.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was sweating. And then Thursday, I bet the KJ Osborne touchdown. And I took the Steelers under live, like a dummy. It was like,
didn't matter what it was. It went over.
Yeah, it was horrible. So Sunday morning, I'm in here and I'm like sweating. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to pay these guys some money. Friday, I fired Chiefs. It was either Friday or I fired Chiefs.
Pay who?
These guys. I fired Chiefs. I took the Buccaneers, Bills over, Titans, and there was another team in the Packers.
Okay.
So,
sweating at halftime last night a little bit.
Sweating at halftime. I was the Bills-Bucks game.
Well, that one too.
Oh, my goodness. Without that terrible second half by the Bucks, I'm dead. So we get to the onside kick last night. And I'm in the bed, like, okay, I'm about to type up the tweet. The only way to gamble or win, gamble is to win, or win is to gamble responsibly, whatever I'll be saying when I win. And they get the onside kickback. And you want to talk about a yell that could tear the house down.
What the people that you live with, another
Nobody
family,
said
right?
anything
no one
because I'm on the other side of the house. But it was a definitive yelp that could have like rattled the foundation. But we're here. It's Monday. I'm up an entire I don't know what you guys consider. I'm up money right now. After I also fired Brooklyn at 7 and 2 other NBA players.
Here's the thing. When you say you're up a unit, is that what you're going to say? So a unit implies what your average bet size is, which before this week was $25.
Yeah, it's not that anymore.
When you go down 800, I mean, it's hard to go down 32 units.
Yeah. It's not that anymore.
And somehow get it all back without betting a lot more, obviously. So your parlay that hit probably was what saved you?
Yeah.
How much was at risk in the parlay?
25. I couldn't.
Oh, okay. So you didn't risk a bunch more at least. So that's just honestly, it was a good ending for you. It doesn't always end that way. But it's a good example of people who start at 25. They lose a bunch and they have to chase their losses.
Yeah.
And if you had lost all the stuff you bet yesterday, which could have happened, now you're out $1,500 and you're a guy that bets 25 a game and usually swinging 100 to 200 a week, either direction. Like that's a pretty big piece. Like that's.
If you couldn't tell my move
60x.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have like $25 supposed to represent like 1% of your bankroll maybe, and you have to pay out $1,600 1 week. Like, yeah, you fortunately pulled out of that one. I would recommend not doing that again.
Ever again.
Stick to the 25 or maybe like bump it to 40 if you want, 35, something like that. But
don't do
down 800 midweek when you bet 25 a game. I didn't know about this until this very
I didn't
instant.
tell anybody. The embarrassment was a little.
You wanted to see the week play out.
Yeah.
That's why when you hear the stories of the guys firing like live ping pong Sunday night at 11:56, it's so they can get a bet graded in time to get over check.
Bad idea.
Or out of the red, whatever it is. Well, that being said, we do take your calls. 661-515-BETS. Does anyone else have stories like that you should share? I'm not sure if we have an updated leaderboard, Qwan. Did we get one that is showing the top couple
Jim's
at least?
on top.
Jim's on top.
I have
Okay.
the graphic, but Jim's still on top.
We track your guys' bets throughout the month. We give away cash at the end of the month to the person that has the best record, best ROI. So with that, we have about – it's an interesting month because there's holidays. We're going to have some shows where we're not even doing shows. Some days we're not doing shows. So people, maybe we should keep it a little more vague so people have to kind of start guessing a little bit. I'm sure they'll fire on some touchdown props today. Yeah, we might as well just jump right into it. Who was up first?
It was tied, but I held him on hold too long telling my story. So now we got Hayden and Dallas.
All right, what's up, Hayden? How did your weekend go?
The weekend was good. I was in Austin with my friends. But Watford on Friday, I think a couple people in the chat rode with me on that one. They were up 1-0 in the 82nd minute. They gave up a goal, and they gave up a penalty in the 90-plus fourth minute. It was
they
insane.
called it.
And then Nova.
It says 90 plus 6 right here. I pulled it up. Penalty 90 plus 6.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's – they took it because there was like a big – probably like after the foul, like a big 2-minute ordeal.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was watching that, and that was – yeah, that's not good.
That's pretty sick, actually. You guys know the story of Brentford, who beat Watford, he's alluding to, is there was a professional sports bettor in 2004, took over Brentford. I believe they were at League 2 level. And 15 years, I believe it took, they basically moneyballed their way up in 2019 to the Premier League. So pretty cool story. Unfortunately, I don't think Moneyball had to do with the red card penalty kick or whatever it was in the 94th minute or the 84th minute goal, too. That's sick, man. Soccer's brutal when one goal swings so much one direction. That's tough.
Right, yeah, and then we went to the Villanova-Baylor game, and Baylor just stopped us. They ran us out of the gym.
Did Nova break 30? I heard it was going to be
people
close. Yeah, it looks like they scored 36 final.
It was like 25-15 at half, and I think they ended with like 36 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact score. But it was like the lowest in like the shot clock era since like 1970 or something like that. Yeah, so I mean, horrible this weekend for me, sports wise. It was a shame. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a shame.
At least the Cowboys held on. They tried to give that one away late a couple of times. So
yeah, that was we watched it the first half, and I was like, oh, this is over. And then like I checked the score because Nova's getting battered, and it was like, wait. They're like only up a score right now.
Yep. That's how it goes. That's how the Browns, we had a few people calling in with Browns last week. They're up 21 in the third, and I wasn't really paying attention. The next thing I know, Ravens had the ball down 9 after the Browns missed a field goal to go up 12, and sure enough, like 3 fourth down conversions later, they cover the number 2. So, and they got the onside and had a chance to actually win the game. Nothing's ever over until it's actually over. What do you want to look at for today?
That is. I'm going to, I think, take, let's see. I'm going to take the under tonight.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. I'm seeing, I guess Circa has under 51 minus 124. What do you see is the best out there?
All right, let me load it up real quick. They have 51 there flat. I don't think it's minus 124. Yeah, it's just minus 110.
I guess my app. Okay.
There's a 51 and a half at
app,
South Point too. I can give you 51 and a half. That's just pretty key number.
Yeah. Yes, that's good with me.
Okay, any reasoning real quick? Rams, Cardinals.
I guess I guess what Jalen Ramsey just got. He's on the COVID list, right? But I just think it's a little too high. I don't really have any cutting edge analysis, but I will say to all people calling in, there is COVID stuff with Jalen Ramsey. So
okay,
beware. Yeah.
Fair enough. Take it easy, man. We'll talk to you later. Good luck tonight.
See ya.
Yeah, Ramsey and Higbee are out with COVID-19 protocols.
Why would he bet under though if Ramsey's out? Because their defense would get worse,
They're
right?
probably going to throw up points on that that defense is already bad. We got
Who's up next?
Ty.
What's up, Ty? How'd your weekend go?
It wasn't bad. How was yours?
Pretty good, man. It was busy. Nothing crazy, though, happened either, so I'll take it. What are you looking at for betting today?
I think I'm going to go with DK has a prop. Jefferson, 125 yards or more is 12-1.
Okay. That's Van Jefferson, I believe, right?
Yeah. I just think I think the Higbee thing helps that prop. I got to run a little bit of a risk, and the guy's had a good couple of games here strung together. So I think he may be the guy if Cup is getting double teamed or locked down, they could go to him. And I'm taking a shot.
Fair enough. 12-1. It's 125 plus receiving yards, right?
Yep.
Cool. I'm just double checking right here. I can't find it off the top, but I will confirm in the next minute. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Qwan, you got that one, right? Cool.
All right, thanks.
We're good. Take it easy, Ty. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
We got OG John.
What's up, John? How are you doing today? How was your weekend?
Weekend was pretty good, except for the Army loss. I'm actually an Army fan. There's not too many of us around, but I grew up near West Point, so used to go to a lot of games. So I don't have
For
really
someone
a favorite college team besides Army.
Okay. So for someone like me who is extremely analytical, if there's like one matchup where I think the saying of you can just throw everything out, it's just like it might be that one where it doesn't matter what the season numbers say, where their seasons were, what they were at, what the point spread is. That game usually goes down to the final drive or two. It's usually close. No, there's not many possessions, so that makes plenty of sense in that regard. But like, look, Army's been a way better team all year, and they after like the first 10 minutes, Navy outplayed them for 50. So credit to Navy. But it was just interesting to kind of always make fun of the people that say throw out the numbers and the stats. It's a rivalry game. Like that's like the one that maybe really just bet the dog every year and the under, and you're probably going to be good.
That's towards the over, just for a small bet, just to have something extra on it. And it looked good early, but
First quarter was great. Yep. I actually mentioned that when we did the Who Wants to Be Betting Extraordinaire Day on Friday. It was this question, and I just said, for some reason in my head, I didn't go back and look, but I always remember there being early scores. It's always like 7-7.
Yeah.
And then you bet in-game under, and it just prints money, especially now that the total for this game, is 10 points lower than it was even 5 years ago. So the market's adjusted pregame, and sure enough, all the unders got there no matter when you bet it. So it worked out.
yeah, I ended up trying to wait for like 34, and then I just played 34 and a half, and it crept back up, but it didn't matter. But
It did. I saw it get to 35 and a half, I think, at close.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I think for the contest, I'm going to try to lock in a first-time touchdown. I don't know if the market adjusted with Higbee out. That's the only thing I was wondering, but I haven't looked at it in about an hour. But I was looking to play Zach Ertz first-time touchdown tonight.
First TD, huh? All right, just a second.
Yeah, first TD.
16-1 looks like the best price.
Okay. Then it's probably pretty much the same what I saw earlier. So, yeah, I'll
Okay.
take that. And Ertz is one of the better TDs touchdown-wise in his career. So take a shot with him. And hopefully Arizona comes out firing.
Beautiful. Good luck tonight, man. We'll talk to you later on.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. See ya. Who do we got next?
That's my call in.
Oop, I heard a noise. Who is that?
That was still John.
Oh, got it.
We got Carlos.
Carlos, how's it going, man? How was your weekend?
Preston, I had a great weekend. Maryland's first weekend for sports betting in the state of Maryland. Went to MGM National Harbor. It was awesome. The sportsbook finally opened after probably forever getting it open.
Did you do better than
enjoyed
Qwan?
myself immensely. I did.
I tailed the
I think I usually do.
Loyola pick. from Carlos.
Oh, there you go. See the flying Sister Jeans. Okay, yeah.
If you call a bet with Sister Jean in it, you just have to bet it. Yeah.
Got to, man, definitely. What's funny is that the convenience of sports betting. I went to dinner with a bunch of my buddies, and then we had dinner in a casino, and then we went to the sports book. We laid down this 8 of us $20 18 parlay. I mean, it was $160 18 parlay to win 13,000. It didn't win, but at the moment I'm sitting there like Pena against Nunez. It's plus 600. Submission I believe was like plus 1250, and I didn't sprinkle anything on it.
Dang.
I'm like, I gotta be, and we go to a lounge, and I'm sitting there watching the fight, and I'm like, you got to be kidding. She actually lost.
Crazy upset.
Unbelievable. And
did you use it in the 8-teamer, or you're just saying you were considering it?
No, it was just I was there at the casino, and I looked up, and the fight was late, so I was sitting there like, I should sprinkle a little something on Pena. I just to do it. And I didn't do it. And I'm sitting in the lounge at the club watching the fight, not even dancing. And she gets submitted. She tapped out. And
did you guys pick some? Right now. You guys threw some like bigger favorites in there.
Well, no, we actually just because not everybody knows football, so everybody picked a game, and we all put $20 in.
Yeah.
The payout was like $13,000.
Yeah, I'm confused. This is the part I'm confused about. You guys picked, they were all minus 110 football bets or something like that?
Yeah, all football bets, spreads, totals, over-unders. We just said, and even one guy was like, I don't know nothing about football. Have another guy pick for me. Here's my $20. So it was just one of those kind of.
What book was this? So, the new BetMGM one?
MGM. Yeah, MGM. So it's pretty cool. Actually, the next day I came because of the Dallas football team game. And it was pretty cool. I got the backdoor cover with Baltimore, which was awesome. And then I had a second half Seattle, the second half won Seattle. I bet that pretty heavy, and I hit. So I was pretty happy, man. It's pretty cool to, you can drive 30 minutes from your house, go into a nice sports book, and just it's cool.
A couple of things. Yes, it's absolutely cool. I'm glad you have something local and close. Don't lose it all. 2, I forgot to mention on that Baltimore comeback when I mentioned Browns are up 21. It was against Tyler Huntley, too, because Lamar Jackson got hurt early in the game. So somehow at home up 21, the Browns almost lost to Tyler Huntley and a depleted Ravens defense. The reason I brought up this whole question about the book, $13K on 160 on an 8-teamer is pretty bad.
Yeah.
It should be like double that, unless you guys were using some minus 200s in there or something. I'm pretty sure that they robbed you.
Probably. I don't know. Listen, we just kind of did it but I was just really mad that I didn't bet anything on Pena. Just a little sprinkle, maybe $20, $30, something. $50.
You should have, yes. Also, I just don't think you should be betting parlays there in the future anymore because 8-to-1s should be paying, in my head, well over 100-to-1, 150-to-1, maybe even higher. So if you only got paid out 81-to-1 or something like that, yep.
I'll DM you the ticket.
Okay, yeah. Do that because I want to. It's worth noting then if people are going to go there that they're just look parlays are bad anyways, and if they're only paying out half as much as what normal books would pay, definitely DM and I'll check it out. Do you have a bet for tonight though, Carlos?
Yes, I do. I want you to look at 2 different prop bets for me if you can. Kendall Blanton, anytime touchdown since Higbee's out. He's second string. Tight end for the
plus 410.
Okay, that's not too bad. And then I want.
I found one that's plus 450. Plus 450.
James Connors plus 2 touchdowns.
$5.5-to-1.
I'll take the Connors one.
Let me just double check one thing. Yeah, plus 550 is the best. Connor to score 2 TDs or more.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We will lock that in, Carlos. DM me that ticket, and I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Got you, man.
Talk to you later. See ya.
We got Christian throwing in the chat. Great redemption, Qwan. Those are the stories you never forget. Will not forget that at all because I was hurting. And he wants Christian Kirk, first TD. His book has it at plus 13.
Okay. First TD at 13. You meant 13-1, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Andre in Massachusetts is up.
Hey, Andre, how's it going, man? How was your weekend?
Going well, Preston. Weekend was good. Busy. I referee, so this hoop season is, hit the ground running. So I wasn't able to sit down and watch as much sports as I would have otherwise liked, but it's a great opportunity to get out there and move around. So you just have to kind of balance it out. But, and just a lot of, obviously Bills and Buccaneers game, was a thriller. Some good college basketball action. Alabama and Houston was a great game.
Yeah.
So still able to participate, so can't complain about gotta count your blessings is my point. But
Love it.
to the business, I'm looking at Cleveland and Miami tonight, Preston, and I'm seeing that the Cleveland Cavaliers, not just are they playing well, but they appear to be kind of helping folks out with just consistent covers. And so they appear to be
Crushing.
a hot team. I was kind of leaning towards Golden State, Indiana. That's a little bit more marquee, but I'm gonna go with Cleveland. Whatever the difference is, they're gonna take care of that. They drafted well. I'm high on Evan Mobley. And his pedigree, played for the Compton Magic out of high school. His dad was his coach at USC. He decided, he's not one of these guys that gray shirted and left early. He was a true senior. He did his year of college, and you're just seeing, that, the development that took place with that patience, in terms of not rushing through those things. He's coming to the NBA, and just, he has the physicality, he has the skill set, and so in this draft class, he may end up being the best overall prospect. So Cleveland, they're getting the job done. In conclusion, it hurts me and us here in the Commonwealth because we needed a guy like Ricky Rubio, a pass-first, team-oriented point guard. Even though he's shown that he can score the ball, that's exactly what we're lacking here in Boston. That's why a part of the reason they went 1-4 on the road trip. But more power to Cleveland. They're going to get the job done. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for taking the call.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, they're -5 tonight. They have a point differential plus 3.8, which is the second best in the East behind only the Bucks. It's ahead of the Nets, actually, despite they've actually underachieved relative to their point differential. It's interesting. Colin Sexton's been out, and now Garland's taken a leap. Okoro's been starting. You have Rubio off the bench. And then Mobley, I don't think it's a question of maybe the best prospect in the draft. There's arguments he's already a top 20 to 25 player in the league, period. It's not – I think he's way better than most people are even talking about so far. Let me go ahead and pull something up that I think I have here. Just a sec. So dunks and threes, he does a cool all-in-one metric. You hear a lot about real plus minus. It's similar on all of the metrics, but I think from the historical back stuff I've done, back testing, his defensive EPM for defensive valuing individuals, I think is probably the best. The only guys that grade out better than him in defensive EPM in the entire NBA are Draymond Green and Gary Payton II, who plays with Draymond Green a lot, and the Warriors, who have a historically great defense this year. After that, it's Gobert. Jared Allen's also there. Alex Caruso's in the mix. Matisse Thybulle. Mobley, basically, Gary Payton doesn't play enough that it's Draymond Green this year and then Mobley, and he's ahead of Gobert, who's been number one for a few years running. Excuse me, guys. He's not quite a big enough plus or even average on offense yet, but he's so young and raw. But for him to have this kind of impact already on the defensive side of the basketball just is insane. And if he even just keeps this level of defense and then gets his offense to where it can be in 5 to 6 years, no doubt in my mind, all-star every year. I think when you go to actual impact on teams this year, I think you could argue he's a top 25 player. If you're doing the redraft of I need to build a team the next 10 years, he's top 10 for sure, because there's older guys you wouldn't draft. It's crazy that within just a couple games, like a couple weeks, couple months, whatever, that you can like. No one's picking Jalen Green or Cade Cunningham or I'm forgetting one other one. Was there one person drafted ahead of Mobley, or was it just those two? Might have just been those two, but
I think it was just those.
Mobley's going number 1 if the draft is tomorrow, no matter what. It's just, I don't think it's even a question. So congrats to Cleveland. But it's been fun actually following them along. I'm sorry I wanted to just go on that rant, but the Cleveland Cavs deserve some love. No one saw this coming, at least to this extent.
They've been a part of those winning parlays that I've been.
There you go. And if Sexton comes back, I'm curious to see, because he's just kind of a chucker. Doesn't move the ball as much as Garland does. He's not as efficient, not as good on defense as Okoro. I don't know. It's almost like, can they move Sexton somewhere and bulk up the bench with another big off the bench or something? They have plenty of options. It's just, as an NBA fan, I've been intrigued. And you dig into the Mobley numbers and Garland taking a leap. Plus Rubio off the bench is just smooth. Rubio's been super underrated every year, everywhere he's been. So he nailed it. Andre was right. I think in general, Cavs have been great. I don't know if laying 5 against the Heat at home is like the time to buy the Cavs, just because now the market's treating them kind of, you have to pay a premium. But hopefully he covers tonight. Who is next? Sorry.
Got Jim in Philly.
All right, Jim. Welcome to the show, man. How'd your weekend go?
The effing Browns did it to me again.
Browns
Just
always
never fails.
Brownsing.
It's like a toxic relationship we have. I just come back. I think everything's going to be better, and then we blow a -2.5 cover.
I still don't even really know how it happened, because I think Baltimore got a field goal and cut it to like 18, but then there was like nothing for the longest time, and then it was 15, and then I guess all of a sudden Baltimore scored like 2 minutes later, and it was like 9. They went for 2 and didn't get it. You actually needed them to get the 2 point, because then it's 7, and they actually tie the game, and it goes to overtime, and you still have a chance to cover 2.5. It's like so many little things had to have happened. And did you see the 4th and 6 catch from I think it was Bateman on the top sideline that like ends the game? It's like a diving 40-yard. They need 6 yards. He throws a fly route off the top, like dives and somehow lands in bounds. Then, at that point, you're probably rooting for the Cleveland Browns to lose outright, right? And the 4th and 6 that they have after they recover the onside, of course, like immediately fail. And the other 3 4th downs, when you needed a stop, they couldn't get a stop. So sometimes that's just how it goes. But that was one of the worst beats I think I've seen in the NFL this year.
Yeah, and then to top it off, I had the Bills and Bengals, who tickled me with comebacks in overtime before inevitably failing to win and cover. So rough day for me there. I'm going to take a TD prop tonight. I'm looking at Rondell Moore. Looks like plus 370 is the best number on FanDuel. I got one more week without Chase Edmonds, and last week I saw Rondell kind of assume that third down back role. There's also a lot. It's funny they're playing McVay tonight, but McVay was kind of the first guy this year I've seen use the receiver out of the backfield. And now it's getting copycatted all throughout the league. Seen it with Deebo Samuel. Vikings starting to do it with Justin Jefferson. They did that on Thursday. So yeah, I'm looking at Rondell. I like his speed at home, and I think he could break one loose and get in.
Plus 370, I see the same price. Best one I see. We'll lock it in, man. Good luck.
All right, guys. Later.
Take care.
Is that
just to score a touchdown? Yeah.
Okay. We got Ty had a question. He says he DM'd you a FanDuel prop, the highest scoring bowl game or bowl team on FanDuel, Ole Miss or Baylor.
I don't see it. Oh, no, yeah. I'd have to go dig into this. I forgot. I saw this maybe on whenever you sent it, Ty, Friday maybe, whatever. I woke up to it and I saw it, and like, I don't know, I have to dig in to look, but there's props on which game has the highest scoring output. Most of the time these are vigged so hard relative to the market totals, it's not going to really have an edge unless there's some total there that is like way off as far as the market is concerned. I think without knowing today if Matt Corral has announced if he's going to play or not, assuming that's still question, like there's a chance the Baylor Ole Miss game is probably too low in general. If he plays, if he doesn't, then probably not so much. So maybe there's something there. No one's going to take Michigan, Georgia as the highest scoring game, but that's the other one that I thought was low. So maybe there's something on those, but I'm just trying to see if now I'm pulling up these screenshots he sent. I don't even see Michigan listed here with Georgia. So yeah, it would probably be Baylor Ole Miss 49-1 is probably the best one. I'll just leave it with that without doing much actual like simulating it and seeing what my numbers would be. By the way, Carlos said so. He had one of the people in his group bet Chiefs minus 450. So that's why I was asking, were they all minus 110 bets? A lot of them were, but there was a Panthers minus 145 and a Chiefs minus 450. So the 8-teamer obviously paid a lot less. It's more like a 7-teamer, which then makes sense. It's about half of what 8 should be. So they're paying you fairly, Carlos. Don't worry about it. He just DM'd me. Yeah, it was fair.
We got Evan in Los Angeles.
Put him through. What's up, Evan? How'd your weekend go?
Hey, Preston. Yeah, weekend sucked. In a matter of like 2 hours on Saturday, I lost all my long shots, but we had a fun ride.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. Today I'm going to hop on the touchdown train in this game, and I'm going to take DeAndre Hopkins to score 2 TDs tonight.
Ooh, all right, let me pull this up real quick and see what we're looking at. Do you see a price that you were checking out?
Just looked at the FTN. I didn't really see anything that was popping off too crazy, so if you see anything, I'll
plus
take whatever you
750.
find.
Yeah. All right. What's the angle here? Just taking a shot on someone that scores sometimes?
No Ramsey.
That is true, actually.
Yeah, and Kyler Murray, the MVP campaign might start right now to Qwan's dismay. So, I think we'll be targeting him tonight. They're both back. Probably been practicing a lot together. They haven't been playing, so he's healthy.
All right. We will lock it in, man. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
750 does seem actually kind of decent in my head. I don't know.
I think the MVP's kind of sewn up now, and I think it's either Brady or Rodgers at this point, and I don't see any way that you can argue it.
Hopkins just Murray missed too much time.
Yeah, like they won without him, so I don't think he's up there unless he goes on a miraculous.
Which I guess is his thinking kind of is the campaign starts tonight because if it's not tonight, it's dead,
Yeah. We got Nick.
What's up, Nick? How'd your weekend go?
No, hey, Preston, it was good. Not much on the betting slate, but what we did bet, what part panned out, we got the Navy win, so that was good. Good to see.
Well done.
Yeah. Anyways, hope your weekend was good as well.
It was. Thank you. Yeah, it was great. Any more bowl games you want to look at for today, for the weekend? I guess Friday's our first bowl game. I haven't even mentioned that yet, but I believe Toledo plays on Friday, so things are getting going.
Yeah, we got the Toledo one, and I'll just ask you this quick. I'm not going to do this one, but I'll just ask you quick. Normally when players opt out for bowl games, like not that you know about it, like at the first moment possible, but like they don't announce that. Usually that's not announced like right before the bowl game when it comes to bowl opt out specifically. And so like I think Grayson McCall's playing, don't you, at this point?
Yeah, based on
Coastal.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward Coastal, but I haven't fired on anything. It might be a little bit too high. But anyways, for the game I want to do, let's go to two of the most overachieving teams, SDSU and UTSA. There's a +3 at FanDuel for San Diego State, so let's take that.
Let me pull this up real quick. For some reason, I can't get my college to load.
Oh, good. I was I can stall if you need, if you want me to talk about it.
I'm just stalling on my own accord with a little bit of a do. It's loading now that I reset something.
Okay.
You wanted to see if there was 3.5?
No. I'd be shocked if there was 3.5. If there is, I'll take it. But no, I think 3 is the best. At least there's a 3 at FanDuel that's plus 110 or minus 110. Excuse me.
Yeah, there's mostly 2.5. Okay, understood now. So yeah, we can give you the 3, but yeah, it's not going to be very easy for people to get. You know what? Were you anti-UTSA during the season?
A little bit, not a ton. I mean, I was more pro Western Kentucky and a little bit more anti UTSA, and then I'll put it this way, I was similar to Colin. I was sick to my stomach watching the UTS or the Western Kentucky center snap the ball over his head half the time during that game. But in any case, no, for this, this isn't so much anti-UTSA. It's a little bit more maybe of a slight buy low on SDSU just because San Diego, like metrics-wise, these teams were grayed out almost identical to me. I think this should be closer to pick. And San Diego State, before that Mountain West Championship, had massive COVID issues. And so that's the main reason why I think they got blown out against Utah State. And so I think it might be getting, if you can get the 3, I think it's a worthwhile thing. It's a little bit of a buy low.
Let me just look up one thing real quick myself on this game.
Sure.
Trying to find my number. Why I reference that is early on it looked bad if you were anti-UTSA, but down the stretch they weren't obviously as good. So you weren't necessarily wrong overall. Like when they were 11-0 or whatever it was, top 25 in the AP poll, they were never really that good, so to speak. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I have UTSA though. I have this at 2.9, so I am not at pick.
Okay.
That is. I would bet it, though, if I was a pick at +3. So if you're there, trust the numbers and roll with it. I can't disagree too much. And honestly, I have this thesis this year that the Mountain West Conference is really bad. And so I'm a little wary of betting on any Mountain West Conference teams in bowl season. But I'm not necessarily there's no reason to think UTSA is suddenly, like, great. So, yeah.
Yeah, it should be easily the best defense, at least, that UTSA has faced this year.
Oh,
I mean, we'll put it that
that's
way.
True.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So, anyways, we'll roll with it. But anyways, appreciate it.
No problem. Talk to you later. Good luck tonight.
Thanks. See ya.
We got Hunter B.
Hunter, what's up, man? Welcome back to the show. How was your weekend?
It was good, man. Pretty light on the betting, and just hung out with my girls all weekend, which was nice.
Nice. Respect it. Don't have to. Yeah, don't have to worry about football on Saturday. Not a ton of college games. I did something similar. Just hung with family. It was beautiful. What are you looking at for tonight?
It was pretty refreshing. I'm not going to take anything tonight. I'm going to take. You talked about this game a little bit earlier. I'm going to take the over in the Georgia-Michigan game. I think there's some 43.5 still out there.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and look for you.
Okay.
No, they're definitely not.
Caesars. Oh,
Caesars
no?
is 44.5 on my screen right now.
Okay. I was just looking at BetStamp, and there was still some 43.5. So that's probably just dated.
It moved to 44.5 on the 11th.
Okay.
It's still pretty good. There's a lot of 45s. So yeah, this is one that I liked myself earlier on when we talked about them last week. So I'm with you. Even at 44.5, I think it's worthwhile.
Yeah, I like this already, and I was listening to Matt Davidow on Bet the Process several weeks ago.
The Bama one, yeah.
And he was just saying that when two top tier programs face each other, defense usually is not as predictable, and it's usually overwhelmed by the offense. And I thought that was interesting. It's not something I have thought about in the past, but it kind of makes me like this over even better.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've found myself betting some national title game overs recently more than you would think. Like a lot of those Clemson-Bama teams, it's like top 5 defenses.
Yeah.
But they're also some of the best offenses, and they would just run crazy. Even Bama, Georgia, a few years back when Georgia was up at halftime, Tua comes in for Jalen Hurts. I mean, that went over. You've had a Georgia-Oklahoma game in the playoff before that just tons of points. It's interesting how that lines up. It's not like something super confident where I'm like blindly betting it. my numbers for this one are just higher anyway, so I think it's worthwhile. But it's interesting, just the way he compared it was actual like confidence intervals of what you expect, and if one team like Alabama is 2 confidence intervals better on average than someone else, how do you measure from the median 2 confidence intervals versus +1 and +3 and only being 2 apart? Like, that's not as much of a difference as it is in the middle, where there's 68% of the variation and deviation. So without getting too crazy for Qwan, point being, when you jump up and you're playing Alabama and you're used to playing a bunch of those in that 68% interval, it is like a wake-up call, especially in Georgia's case. I'll say this. Their whole thing coming into the year was they had a young secondary, and they finally were tested. Michigan, we'll see how they're able to test the secondary.
Yeah.
But ultimately, 44.5
exactly
is just too low.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Preston. That's all I got. Thanks.
No problem, man. Take it easy. And yeah, listen to About the Process podcast. It's just, even if you want to, I think it's towards the end, maybe the final 15 minutes of the show, but it's the one David I was on. He goes into way more detail on it, but it's an interesting. Anyway, he liked Bama, and he liked Bama over against Georgia for similar points. Just like Georgia's defense grades out great, but they played a Florida team and a Clemson team that ended up being very good as 2 of their best wins. It's just now they're playing Alabama's offense, which, funny enough, was a down Alabama offense this year, just wasn't quite as good. And I believe it took place before Bama had the close game against Auburn. So then you got an even better reaction in the market because of that. But he nailed it. But yeah, listen to the episode. It was probably 3 weeks ago now. Next.
We got Brian in New York.
Brian, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, Preston. Doing great. How you doing?
Same. Doing well, man. Pat's, you going to just lock him in now, or what's the look?
Well, I'm glad Tom Brady did the Patriots a solid and gave the Bills a loss, so we got a little bit of cushion. But
You did.
Yeah, I'll probably wait till Friday to get the Colts game in. I'm actually going to go to that game. It's the Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Flex Saturday night. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So for tonight, I was wondering, I was just looking at the first TD scores. Is there anything you like tonight, personally?
Personally, my numbers liked the Cardinals under the field goal. It's all moved to a field goal. Wouldn't bet it now. First TD props and stuff, you're kind of just getting tricky. The idea of Ramsey might be out, taking a shot on Hopkins. I was surprised, against just eye test the market price, when someone called in. Who was it that did Hopkins?
Evan.
Evan called in. He wanted 2 TDs or more from Hopkins, was plus 750 in my head for someone that's scored almost every game this year. I think he has 8 or 9 on the season. Plus 750 seemed like it was pretty worthwhile. And then for a similar case, him just to score to be first TD is probably worth a look. That's just kind of my assumption on the TD, especially if Ramsey ends up, there's some rumors, the COVID stuff, he's not going to end up playing. So.
Okay.
He's 9-1, by the way, to
also,
score
Tyler,
first TD. 9-1.
Do you think that's a good play?
I think so.
Okay.
It's trying to value the lack of Jalen Ramsey on defense, and I think it grasps it some if he doesn't end up going. And even if he does, you still have Hopkins. Like, there's not much downside.
Yeah, nothing really stood out to me personally. So, I'll just lock that in and go with it.
Nice. I'm going to be rooting with you now. I like it. I think, first TD Hopkins, 9-1. We'll roll with it. Good luck tonight, man. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Preston. Bye.
See ya. Excuse me.
We got Alec in Ohio.
Right on. Alec, what's up, man? How'd your weekend go?
Went all right. That DePaul Louisville game came close on the alt spread, but no luck there.
I wasn't following that. Let me pull it up real quick. You needed him to win by 11 or more?
Yeah.
Yes, and I think they were up 9 with like 3 minutes left.
Oh, man. So you're winning that 40%, 45% of the time or something. Dang. You've been so close on a couple of those. Ended up winning by 7. It At least you got the W. You're probably betting the point spread yourself, so at least took that home.
Yeah, it made it fun to watch. I will go tonight with the Warriors are minus 28.5 at Betfair, plus 3,300.
Okay.
I just, obviously Steph Curry's going for the
record.
The record, and
top 10.
I think the Pacers, yeah, they're a scrappy team and all, but I think offensively they're a slow-paced team. If the Warriors get out ahead early, just start hitting threes, this could get out ahead quickly.
So he needs 7 threes to break Ray Allen's record. In my head, I thought it was 10. It's 7 now. Maybe he hit 3 his last game and 3 the game before that. But I did notice when he was at home still and he needed like 16 threes, I think. There was a game, oh crap, I wish I remember who it was against, but he put up nearly 20 of them. Like, if he's hot, he's just going to be going bonkers. So you're not necessarily wrong about that because he's going to be making sure he gets to 7 made threes, which for him is like not even that much of an underdog, which is kind of crazy. But just the fact that he takes 20-something increases the variance of them winning by 29 or more. It also probably increases the variance they lose the game outright, but that's fine. You're going for a 33-1 shot. I don't hate it. I like it. So I'm with you.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys.
Yep, good luck.
There was an article that dropped on ESPN about 2 hours ago. I know I saw this drop down. He says talks of hitting 16 threes to pass Ray Allen's record caused anxiousness about the whole night.
Well, he missed his first 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah.
He ended up going 3 of 17. It was a bad shooting night for him, so he probably was making a little excuse there.
Fair.
It's just you're never making 16 threes in a game.
I don't want to
almost ever.
For normal human beings, yeah, you're never doing.
I mean, his record is what, 14?
14.
The NBA record. Yeah.
And then he did 30.
He should have probably just eased into it, but I think he wanted to try to do it when he was at home. Now it's Indiana and then the Knicks. Maybe they play.
Knicks, yeah.
Yeah, so probably that's the favorite is that he does it at Madison Square Garden, but it could happen tonight. Probably 40% of the time or something.
We got a few chat bets. Jamie couldn't get through on the phone line. He wants DePaul minus 9.5 for college basketball tomorrow.
Oh, he's getting in early on the DePaul train. Let me check the lines for tomorrow. There's usually 2 books that have them up. Yep, can do that against Illinois, Chicago. All right.
We got Paul in Tuscaloosa wants Kyler Murray over 27.5 rush yards.
By the way, someone had a Cam Newton prop over the weekend to score first. Who hit that? Or was it just to score?
No, it was to score.
I don't remember. Which one was it?
There was one to score anytime TD. No, it was Cam Newton under 27.5 pass.
There was that, which was dead on because they ended up bringing P.J. Walker in, which someone had referenced. Made a lot of sense. But I thought someone also bet on him to score or to score first. And he did score first, but maybe that was I'm misremembering it.
I don't recall that one.
Okay.
I'll look through.
Over 27.5 plus 100 on Kyler Murray for rushing yards.
And we got Patrick wants Steelers 49 tees. Steelers up to 8. 49ers down to 2.5.
Okay.
He says he has the Titans as a below average team despite their record. And he's faded them the last 6 weeks to varying results. This game is closer to a pick. Mike in New York also wants Zach Ertz to score a TD plus 240.
That was right. I saw that price earlier when we were looking at Ertz for, I think, first TD. Excuse me. All right. I think we're all locked up there. No more calls. We do have two of the people that had Navy money line, right? One went with Army and one went with the over. Vic B did respond.
Paul and Christian in Tennessee.
All right, so Paul and Christian are going to be doing day 4 if who wants to be a betting extraordinaire in a few minutes. It is going to be prop related in the NFL game. I'll leave it at that. I have a question in mind. I just have to formulate it with Qwan a little bit. But they already got $250 in their pocket, right? It's day 4?
Day 4.
Okay, so I owe them each $250, playing now 3 questions from $25,000. Pretty big one tonight. And then tomorrow, day 5, $2,500. I don't know. Someone's going to do it. Someone's going to do it before the end of the year. I think Qwan said a Christmas present was coming, so pressure's on.
What happened to your voice?
We got a big one tonight. I don't know.
Oh.
I had a weird morning. I was telling him, let's close with this. My 5-year-old woke up sick. We didn't want to send him to school, being extra cautious. He just was coughing. He didn't really feel super sick. But we're like, oh, if you send a kid to school, he's like in TK, just pre-kindergarten. Anyways, but it's at an elementary school. You know, everyone looks at you funny. But I made the mistake in California. Apparently, if you call and say, we're keeping our kid home today, just to be safe, he had a cough. Then they say, oh, thanks for letting us know. You're also going to be playing it a lot safer because he can't come back to school now until you provide a negative COVID test. And so then we had to get our 5-year-old like a rapid test so that he can go back to school tomorrow. But I got into the studio usually a couple hours before this show starts, about 4 minutes before the show starts. So thanks everyone for the phone calls for getting through that. But we are going to set up day 4 if he wants to be betting extraordinaire. My kid did test negative, by the way. He's good to go. It's just a cough, but it's just mentioning it on the phone. They flipped out. So all is well. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. We'll be back most likely tomorrow. That was another reason I brought it up. There's a very small chance, because my wife is out of town, that if he can't go to school, and I might have to actually deal with taking care of my 5-year-old, maybe I'll bring him in, sit him here in the chair, and he'll pick some winners. Maybe we could do that. I don't know. We'll see.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel of names with a 5-year-old on all of the bowl games and see what pops out. That actually kind of sounds fun.
That does sound really good. It's like the octopus that picks the...
Yeah, it's like which way does the fish go, and then you pick that one. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, we'll be back in a few minutes. Day 4. Paul and Christian, 2 out of the 4 that had a chance in Army Navy. They are through. $250 in each of their pockets, playing for $25,000. How did I do it? Big game tonight. Got a big one. Talk to you guys later.